to the next episode. Oops, I knocked it off. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the second episode of the podcast. Here we go, baby. And you gotta love it, baby. Okay, here we go. So, as we get ready to kick off some more news coming up on the podcast. Come on. Guys, knock it off. Come on. Okay. Well, if they keep it up, they're going to lose my membership. Let's see. Here we go. Breaking news. Right now, breaking news. What's going on with the world? 10 dead. Here we go.
Her cart, she didn't have passengers, but it was the other gentleman who had passengers. That's what they were just all on the ground. I mean,
I was just to say, so you guys saw this happen. What did you guys do next?
it was kind of like a surreal moment. And
Okay.
my husband, he just grabbed me and he was like, let's go, get out, let's get out of here. It was so surreal, I think we did kind of go into that fight or flight mode and chose flight in that instance, to get ourselves out of here.
All right.
And safe.
They're hearing
Today's
from
podcast
eyewitnesses
news.
that saw everything unfold at just around 3 a.m. this morning, local time in New Orleans.
In New Orleans, 10
stories that we're
dead.
hearing from eyewitnesses are just absolutely devastating. Again, we know at this hour at least 10 people killed, 30 plus people injured. I want to thank you for
30 plus
being with
people
us for this
injured.
NBC News special report. For those of you watching on the NBC network, we're going to return you to your regular programming. You can find our special report streaming on NBC News now.
Or watch it on Adam's podcast.
And hello once again, I'm Kate Snow. Welcome back to NBC News' special continuing coverage of the deadly car ramming attack in New Orleans. This incident is being investigated as an act of terror. At least 10 people killed, at least 30 injured when a man intentionally drove a pickup truck into a crowd of people who were out celebrating the New Year on the iconic Bourbon Street.
Not a good
in
way
New
to
Orleans
start the
French
new
Quarter.
year.
The suspect then exited the vehicle and opened fire. The suspect then was confronted by police, I should say, and he opened fire on local law enforcement. Authorities say that suspect, who was killed when law enforcement returned fire, has preliminarily been identified as Shamsuddin Jabbar. You see a picture there that
It's
NBC
a
News
terrorist.
has just recently obtained. 3 senior law enforcement officials briefed on the investigation say that Jabbar
So it's
is
terrorists.
a citizen of the United States, born in Texas. This afternoon, officials in New Orleans spoke extensively about the investigation, including that Jabbar may not have acted alone.
An ISIS flag was located on the trailer
I
head
told
of the
ya.
vehicle, and the FBI is working to determine
It's
the
an
subject's
ISIS
potential
flag.
associations and affiliations with terrorist organizations. Weapons and potential improvised explosive devices, IEDs, were located in the subject's vehicle. Other potential IEDs were also located in the French Quarter. As of now, 2 IEDs have been found and rendered safe. We're aggressively running down all of the leads to identify the possible subject's associates. We're working to ensure that there is no further threat. We do not believe that Jabbar was solely responsible. We're aggressively running down every lead, including those of his known associates.
In this image here, you see what is believed to be the white pickup truck involved with the incident, with bullet holes visible. If we go to a tighter shot of it, there are bullet holes visible.
as you see, it
in the
was a
back
white
window of
truck.
the cab. Video
Drove
posted
right
on
through
social media
the
shows
place.
aftermath of the attack. We want to warn you, what we're about to show is disturbing. This video, taken from a balcony looking down on Bourbon Street, shows multiple
We're not
bodies,
allowed
which
to
we
show
have blurred
this.
out. as bystanders remain standing in the middle of the street. You can see law enforcement officers in green uniforms at one point running down the street as well. New Orleans Police Department superintendent, and the New Orleans Police Department superintendent says the driver was, quote, hell-bent on creating carnage, and witnesses described a horrific and chaotic scene. Take a listen.
It all just happened so quickly, but the guy in the pickup truck just punched the gas and mowed over the barricade and hit a pedicab passengers. And there were just bodies and the screams.
This is sad.
You can't think about, on here that it was chaos and very, very scary.
It was pandemonium. It was obviously emergency vehicles everywhere. Police were everywhere. Bodies, folks were just running through the streets. Obviously, they were panicking as well.
It was just loud, something really loud, and then I heard more fireworks. I don't know what it was, but apparently it wasn't fireworks. It was right outside our window. I can't imagine we were on that street moments before. Just moments before we were on that street, and that could have been us.
The White House says President Biden continues to be briefed on this incident. He's been in touch with the mayor of New Orleans. This all unfolded, of course, on the day that was supposed to be the day of the Sugar Bowl, a major college football playoff game at the New Orleans
canceled.
That game has now been postponed to tomorrow, 24 hours, in the wake of today's tragedy. NBC News Justice and Intelligence correspondent Ken
football
Delania
game
has the latest
has
on the
been
investigation.
postponed.
Ken, let's start there. The Sugar Bowl has been postponed to tomorrow. They said at the press conference it was due to security concerns.
Utah State plays
What do we know
coming
about the
on
search that's maybe going on right now for more suspects that they talked
Friday
about?
after this episode.
That has to be part of why they've postponed the Sugar Bowl.
It absolutely was.
There is a reason
but I
why.
have some new information since the last time we talked that unfortunately is going to muddy the waters even further. I had a conversation with a law enforcement source after we just spoke.
There
on
is
the
a
air,
reason
and
why.
Other colleagues have done the same, and what we're hearing now is that this idea that they were looking at a video that potentially showed other people planting the 2 IEDs that were found in New Orleans, that may have been a misunderstanding, that those may have been just bystanders. And so caution is being urged from our sources about the idea that other people planted those bombs, which is leading to people saying it's not even clear that there were co-conspirators, unless there's other evidence that
he meant to do that.
My source is just raising the possibility that he did act alone after all, and so this may have been a misreading of some evidence. I think the bottom line here is that it appears that this is a chaotic situation, a lot of information flying around, a lot of evidence being analyzed, particularly video evidence, and they just don't appear to know. That would explain the sort of mixed messages we got from that news conference where some of the officials definitively said, we're going after bad people, we think there are other people out there. You heard the assistant special agent in charge say, we don't believe he acted alone, but then they didn't provide any evidence about the basis for that belief or the identities of these other alleged co-conspirators. And let's not forget, that same assistant...
Hold on there, guys. We're going to take a commercial break. Okay, so we're going to take a commercial break. We'll make it so they don't have to see it. Looks like there's a show coming on right now. That's not right. What is it? Let me see. I don't think... Yeah, it's hockey. Yeah, it's hockey. We'll be right back. The podcast. You gotta love it, baby. Let's see. I'll play some ads.
I'm Woodsy Owl, with a bird's eye view of America's beautiful forests and campgrounds. But look what happens when grown-ups and kids don't give a hoot about pollution.
But Woodsy, what can we do about litter? And vandalism?
Just spread the word. Give a hoot, don't pollute. And if you see litter, please pick it up. Because if you don't give a hoot, who will?
In the city or in the woods, please keep America looking good. Hoot, hoot.
Here's Cal Worthington and his dog Spot. If you're looking for a better set of wheels, I will stand upon my head to beat all deals. I will stand upon my head till my ears are turning red. Go see Cal, go see Cal, go see Cal. You know, friends, I can make any kind of a deal I want to make. You know why I can do that? Because I carry a lot of my own paper. Now, I'll sell you any car or any truck on this lot for just $25 down. Now, of course, the more you pay down, the lower the monthly payments. For example, here's an 84 Buick Skylark, $24.95, $69 a month. Here's an 85 Dodge 600, $39.95, $84 a month. Here's an 86 Nissan Sentra, $39.95, $84 a month. Here's a 1980 Dodge. It's a van conversion for $34.95, $79 a month. And here's an 82 Jeep, a CJ5 for $44.95, $89 a month. Got a lot of vans and a lot of trucks. Come and see us. We're open every day. We're open till 11 o'clock every night. It's Worthington Chevrolet in Cupertino. We're on Stevens Creek. See you here.
There are many roads to the great American meal. But the shortest one takes you to Sizzler for great Northwest crab, spicy Santa Fe steak, Cajun giant fried shrimp, or a taste of all three. Our new American Sampler platters. 6,000 miles of great American cooking just around the corner. Sizzler.
Okay.
You're looking at the beginning of a very anxious moment. An empty box of America's favorite fries. No more fries?
No more fries?
Well, take heart. For a limited time, when you buy any large sandwich and a large order of fries, you get 30% more fries free.
More fries?
More fries? 30% more fries free. Of course, we can't put an end to all anxious moments,
It's a good time
but we can help in the fry department.
with a great taste of McDonald's.
Over there, the other fast food places are fighting the burger wars about who has the best meat patty. But here, Jack in the Box is creating a whole new kind of fast food. Like the new pasta and seafood salad. Garden vegetables, 2 kinds of pasta, a blend of Pacific whitefish and snow crab meat, and ocean shrimp. So if you get tired of the burger wars, try the new pasta and seafood salad at Jack in the Box. There's no comparison.
Want to go to Chuck E. Cheese, Dad?
Well, since you girls like it so much.
At Chuck E. Cheese, you can act like a kid. You'll have more fun than you ever did.
Just 2 more tokens.
You can laugh and you can play.
Keeps on the last piece of pizza.
You can do it your way. Did you have fun, Dad? Chuck E. Cheese.
I just came to watch my girls have a good time.
Okay, so now there's a game on right now. Let's see.
Buy a 44-ounce iced coffee at Kelly. It used to be Kelly's, but it's one stop now. And it makes me have the shivels.
Okay, so now we're going to go back. Let's see, here we go. Play the introduction because we're coming back. And we're back. back to the podcast. Here we go as we get ready to talk more news. Here we go. Second episode right here. Right now. You gotta love it, baby. Okay, so we'll talk more news. So far it's about the guy that drove in and killed a whole bunch of crowd of people. Okay, guys, go ahead. Okay, guys, go ahead.
In charge this morning, the first thing she said was this was not a terrorist attack, so which turned out to be wrong.
Oh, I think it was.
I think we just need to be cautious here, and as we try to understand what exactly they're saying, what we know for sure is that this man, who is now dead, drove his F-150 or an F-150 Ford pickup truck into a crowd of people at high speeds and killed as many as 10 and perhaps more individuals, injured more than 30,
10.
was flying an ISIS flag in one of the most horrific terrorist attacks, if that's in fact what it was, since 9/11 here in the United States. So whatever else happened, that we know, and that's just absolutely horrific, Kate.
Okay, Ken, so we only have about 20 seconds left, but just to make very clear, you're saying that a senior law enforcement source that you have is saying, caution, maybe there were not co-conspirators, maybe those were just bystanders, innocent bystanders.
Biden standards, I would say.
That is absolutely correct, and it's not just me. Other colleagues are hearing the same thing from their sources. So I think we just need to be very cautious about what we think we know about this.
No, appreciate that. We're trying to be as transparent as we can with our audience about our reporting. Ken Delanian, thank you. Joining me now is Democratic Congressman Troy Carter. His district includes the area of New Orleans where this attack took place. Congressman, I think I saw you at the press conference earlier this afternoon. Could you just hear Ken Delanian and I speaking? Did you hear what we were talking about?
Yes, I could.
So he has a law enforcement source saying perhaps there were not other people involved. What is your understanding at this hour?
I think everyone should just pump their brakes. There's a lot of information that's flowing, some of it misinformation. The most important thing is for everyone to remain calm, allow law enforcement to do its job. We have the best and the brightest on the ground, from federal agents to local and state and surrounding sheriff's offices. Every single resource has been deployed to New Orleans, and there will be all sorts of information that's flowing. There's an active investigation that's going on, and I would caution everyone to just please stay away from the French Quarter now. If you have no immediate, absolute need to be there, allow law enforcement to do its job. The facts will bear out. We will leave no stone unturned when using all of the tools in our arsenal to bring these people to justice. Rather it's 1, 2, 3. We just don't know at this point. It's an ongoing investigation, and I would encourage everyone to just sit back, let the law enforcement do its job.
Fully understand and respect everything you're saying, and I'm sure everyone agrees that law enforcement needs to be able to figure this out. I think what's puzzling, though, is that at the press conference, multiple authorities, the governor, the mayor, the police superintendent, referred, maybe not the mayor, forgive me, but the FBI agent who was there, referred to multiple suspects. A range of suspects was the phrase that was used. So we're just a bit confused whether, if you're saying pump the brakes, should we no longer consider that there's a range of suspects?
No, I think we should let law enforcement continue to do its job. I think my understanding is that it's still a range of possible suspects, that the individual did not act alone, and until that has been completely ruled out. I'm not sure who or what law enforcement agent your correspondent spoke with, but I was just with the FBI and with the investigatory agents, and my understanding is that we're standing by what was said at that press conference. But listen, in an abundance of caution, we should be vigilant, we should be careful, we should be mindful, and we should avoid interaction in the area. It is an active crime scene with a lot of moving parts, and unfortunately, in situations like this, we often have misinformation. However, well-being it may be, people are quick to try and get information out, and sometimes they may speak out of school or speak with limited information. So I would ask that everyone treat this as it is, an active crime scene, one that has gotten our heightened attention and resources applied to make sure that citizens and visitors alike understand
So everybody
that we are
just
taking
settle
this
down.
as
He's
serious
letting you know now.
as we can to provide safety and well-being for our visitors and our residents.
Congressman, I appreciate that. You praised New Orleans law enforcement's ability, and many have, to handle major events. The Sugar Bowl has been postponed to tomorrow now. The city's set to host the Super Bowl just over a month from now. Would you personally be comfortable attending those events?
I would. I absolutely would.
I would.
Unfortunately,
There's
I
going
will
to
be
be
getting on a
bigger
plane tomorrow
security.
and head back to New Orleans. To Washington. So we are.
There's going to be a
sworn
lot of
into the
security
119th
that day.
Congress to continue the work of our country. Otherwise, I would absolutely be at the game. I have family members who will be at the game. I believe that this police department has more than demonstrated its ability to manage massive engagements like Mardi Gras and Super Bowls past and Sugar Bowls every year. This terrorist situation is fluid. It can happen anywhere at any time. This gives us an opportunity to redouble our efforts to make sure that we're using this as yet another teaching lesson to refortify our security, to ensure that these terrorists know that we are not going to play with them.
We're not playing
and we
around.
will find you.
We're going after you.
Congressman Carter, really appreciate you being with us. Thank you so much. Let's go to NBC News correspondent Jesse Kirsch now. He joins me from New Orleans. Jesse, I think you're still outside the Superdome. You were in the press conference that we had, about an hour ago. Let's talk about the Sugar Bowl a bit more. I was just asking the congressman. He says he feels completely confident.
I feel confident that it's going to be okay.
Attending the Sugar Bowl tomorrow night. What are officials saying about what drove the decision to postpone?
Yeah, well, so, Kate, let's backtrack to this morning. This happens around 3 in the morning local time. Fast forward to around 8 in the morning, 7 in the morning local time. I'm doing the time difference in my head. So within about 4 or 5 hours, right in that first 6-hour window after this happened, the first thing we heard from police on camera was, go about your day, but don't do it near Bourbon Street. And that they were planning to make sure they had safe measures in place for the game tonight. So less than 6 hours after this happened, while you can imagine, obviously, we are not the police, so I don't know what they were discussing in their meetings, what they knew investigatively, but while you would imagine they are still gathering video, interviewing witnesses, getting a grip on what's going on, of course the FBI was now involved, so you're coordinating with federal partners. In the midst of all that, they were saying at that juncture, go about your day, the game is going to be on. And then fast forward to this afternoon, and they postponed the game. And that was a government call, so something triggered that pivot within the government's posture, Kate, and we don't know what that is at this point.
All right, Jesse Kirsch for us in New Orleans. Jesse, thank you. Coming up, President Biden and President-elect Trump respond to the deadly attack in New Orleans. Also, more breaking news that we're following out of Las Vegas, where an investigation is underway into this scene, a vehicle fire outside Trump Tower. Stick with us. We want to turn now to that other breaking news story that we have been following at this hour.
Get to go hear about Biden.
We do not know of anything that ties this next story to anything we've been talking about with the New Orleans attack.
A hotel in Las Vegas.
Fire outside the Trump International Hotel
A
in
fire.
Las Vegas that left one person dead and
One
injured
person
several
dead.
others. Law enforcement says the vehicle was a cyber truck. You can see it there. At a press conference this afternoon, authorities did not have any information on the cause of the fire, and they said they have many unanswered questions.
I know you're looking for a lot of answers, and ideally right now we just don't have a lot of answers. We're going to continue to work as hard as we can.
We expect a lot of answers.
48 hours to hopefully get more to you, but this time we've got a lot of questions and deploying resources, and we will continue to do that until we get to the end of this and figure out exactly what happened and why. Thank you.
NBC News correspondent Emily Aketa has been following this story for us, and I know that you have a new statement from Elon Musk.
Yeah, that's right, because as you could see in that video, the very distinctive body, it was the Cybertruck, a newer vehicle under Tesla. So Elon Musk just posting to social media that the entire Tesla senior team is investigating and that they will continue to update people and post as they learn. Also pointing out they've never seen anything like this. Now, the circumstances around this vehicle fire remain largely unclear. We know that police and fire had responded to the scene, and you can see it just outside of the Trump Hotel in the Valet area around 8:40 local time this morning. But now you can kind of get a sense for the degree of seriousness of the situation by you look at the various agencies that are investigating. Not only is it local agencies, the FBI is now also involved. The governor has said that they are monitoring the situation. We know one person has died, and it was an individual who had been in that Cybertruck at the time of the fire. 7 others injured. We've learned more minor injuries, but still a lot of unanswered questions at this point.
No, absolutely. And what have we heard from the Trump organization, or have we?
We have heard from the Trump organization, also Donald Trump's son posting the same statement, acknowledging that they are aware of the electric vehicle fire, also going on to say the safety and well-being of our guests and staff remain our top priority. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to the Las Vegas Fire Department and local law enforcement for their swift response and professionalism. You look at some of the videos that are being shared and you can on social media, and you can kind of get a little bit more detail, a little bit more insight. There was an immense amount of smoke billowing into the sky outside of the Trump Hotel, which sits on the northern end of the Las Vegas Strip. And then also witnesses are describing hearing an explosion sounds, loud sounds, which raises questions around what caused this fire.
Is it possible it could be mechanical? Is that being considered?
Of course it's being considered. They wouldn't weigh into whether this was intentional, mechanical. We just don't know. Again, Elon Musk said,
I don't think so. I think it was another attack, guys.
Right. So this story we will continue to follow as well. Emily, I'll let you get back to reporting on that. Appreciate you.
Okay, we'll be right back. More podcasts coming up. Let me see if I can... Here, hold on. Hold on. I'm kind of tangled here. Okay, so we're going to go back to the commercials. We'll be right back. Here we go. We'll be right back. Okay, and then we go.
So I went to someone asked me, how did I save so much money? I went to the Pivot and I got a cookie and drink. Or just a brownie and drink is still pretty cheap. This is dang cheap. This is cheaper than any other company. So go to the Pivot and save money today. I recommend them. From Dayton, Idaho to Franklin. Go try them both out. So I went to the...
Let's see.
I'm Woodsy Owl, with a bird's eye view of America's beautiful forests and campgrounds. But look what happens when grown-ups...
You're looking at the beginning of a very anxious moment. An empty box of America's favorite fries. No more fries?
No more fries.
Well, take heart. For a limited time, when you buy any large sandwich and a large order of fries, you get 30% more fries free.
More fries.
More fries? 30% more fries free. Of course, we can't put an end to all anxious moments,
It's a good time
but we can help in the fry department.
for the great taste of McDonald's.
Over there, the other fast food places are fighting the burger wars about who has the best meat patty. But here, Jack in the Box is creating a whole new kind of fast food. Like the new pasta and seafood salad. Garden vegetables, 2 kinds of pasta, a blend of Pacific whitefish and snow crab meat, and ocean shrimp. So if you get tired of the burger wars, try the new pasta and seafood salad at Jack in the Box. There's no comparison.
Want to go to Chuck E. Cheese now?
Well, since you girls like it so much.
At Chuck E. Cheese, you can act like a kid. You'll have more fun than you ever did.
Just 2 more tokens.
You can laugh and you can play.
Keeps on the last piece of pizza.
You can do it your way. Did you have fun, Dad? Chuck E. Cheese,
I just came to watch my girls have a good time.
where a kid can be a kid.
Okay, so.
Best-in-class frame strength and payload, only F-Series has been #1 for 29 years running. F-150, America's strongest truck, is built Ford tough.
That's it, boys. Spot it up for second place.
Built Ford tough.
Hi, this is Clark Kent. Stay with us for more excitement.
Ronald, your stove's not working. Then how can we finish my Happy Meal?
We'll use our backup system.
Back up, a little more.
How's this?
Why?
It worked.
I love having a dragon around for emergencies.
Call me if you need me.
Whoa, Spider-Man!
Sorry I can't hang around.
Because the action's at McDonald's. Now you can get a Spider-Man Happy Meal with cool characters and their hot cars.
Spider-Man, I just saw Scorpion in the drive-thru.
One with every Spider-Man Happy Meal you buy.
Alright, we're going back. Okay, here we go. We're going to come back on the air, guys. We're back. Back to the podcast. Right here as we get ready for some more. More stories coming up. Now we're going to take you to the next story. Here's the next one.
Coming up, we will have much more on the deadly attack in New Orleans as investigators search for a motive there. We have more breaking news coverage straight ahead. Don't go anywhere.
Here we go.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Kate Snow. We're continuing our breaking news coverage of the deadly truck attack in New Orleans that killed at least
Deadly truck of a deadly truck.
a 42-year-old suspect.
A deadly attack.
He was killed later in a shootout with police.
It was a terrorist.
He's being investigated as an act of terrorism. Federal agents say an ISIS flag and
So an ISIS flag is what they found out. This is too loud. Hello? 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 Okay, so it was an ISIS flag. Here they go. Okay, go ahead.
were packed with revelers along the famed Bourbon Street corridor. It was about 3 hours into the new year about 3 a.m., with people still out celebrating. Here's just some of the disturbing accounts that witnesses have shared with our affiliate WDSU.
Terrifying. It's terrifying, especially when they say on the news or, when people
That's
say,
right. It is terrifying.
in the city. I'm leaving. This is my first time here, and it'll probably be my last.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that it's happening here, literally a block away from my hotel. As soon as I stepped out the hotel, the police, you cannot come out. This is an active crime scene. I couldn't go anywhere. I had to come back this way, come back down. So I just came to really see what was going on. It's incredible.
I've worked down here for the last 20 years, and I've never seen those barricades put up, the steel and force barricades put up in 7 years. They've never been up. Never.
In the immediate aftermath of the attack, social media videos gave us some of the first looks at the horror and the chaos of the moment. Our NBC News gathering team has been working hard to verify those videos as we get them in, and we should warn you, these videos we're about to talk about are difficult to watch. NBC News national correspondent Yasmin Vasugian joins me. She's been tracking these horrific videos. Yasmin, I'm sorry that you have to look at them the way they are, and then when we show them here, we'll cover things and blur things, but talk us through some of what we're seeing.
It's a painstaking process, Kate, because essentially, since 3 a.m. this morning, these videos have been pouring into our news gathering desk, and we have to verify these videos, make sure they're obviously accurate coming from the sources in which they're coming from, and make sure that they are able to be shown to the general public, considering the graphic nature of many of these videos showing essentially dead bodies on the ground. I mean, that is the state of affairs right now in New Orleans, which is still very much an active crime scene on Bourbon Street. And you're seeing some of the videos here, a time in which after this car, this pickup truck that you see there behind that kind of red structure that it crashed into has crashed, you see individuals wanting to tend to those that have been hit by the truck. And instead, Kate, one of the reasons why you see essentially the phone, it seems,
terrible. An aftermath in New Orleans. It's an attack.
Between police officers, 2 of which were injured but are doing okay now, and the suspect as well, who is lying to the right of that vehicle on the ground, being administered CPR there, as you see individuals and authorities standing over
So
him.
a couple officers
but those
dead.
people there in that video running from that gunfire, going to help, wanting to help civilians that had been hurt by that car, but instead having to run for their own lives. These blurred images here, you're wondering, what are they? Those Kate are dead bodies. Those are individuals that lost their life early this morning on the early hours of 2025 after celebrating
Not a
New
good
Year's
way
Eve
to
on
start
Bourbon
the new
Street,
year.
and instead,
Not a good
cutting
way.
their life short because of the horrific events that took place on Bourbon Street, and these videos, Kate, continuing to pour in as we go through them.
Yeah, and I think something that's really disturbing is seeing people just stuck, right? Just standing there because they can't believe what they've just watched, right? The shock. Yeah. It's going to take a long time for people to process. Yasmin Vasugian, thank you so much. Up next, we will have the very latest on the suspect, on the investigation into that deadly attack in New Orleans. But first, with the...
All right, this will do it for this episode. We'll see you later, everybody. Okay, turn on the music. Because we turn on the music. See you later, everybody. For this episode.